What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Space Engineers. When we left off in the last episode, we were, well, returning from my long hiatus and starting to resume on our small ship build, and we got things a little bit more uniformed. I was going to say uniformalized or something, but that didn't sound right, so uniformed. Oh, you know, we could apply the ramp method back here as well. I didn't even think about that. That's holding that in place, right? Okay. Let's play around with this for a minute. I wasn't really sure what I was going to work on today as of yet. So let's put a dummy block there. And we should be able to get rid of both of those. And then, where's my other ramp setup? Ah, there we go. Oh wait, I don't need that, because I have both of them right here. Okay, so we can put one there. I really hate the spinny things. Okay. And then we can paint that color. Now with that in mind, let's just put a couple of placeholders to quite literally hold their place. And I think I like that better, though. I think that'll make the... that's holding, so we can get rid of both those. I think that'll make the overall ship a little more streamlined. It'll look a little bit more aerodynamic, I guess. The ramps do help that a lot. What? Really, dude? You're an astronaut and you're not physically capable of jumping over that little thing? Good grief. Alright. I'm gonna wait for that to be done, though, before we start adding more, because once I start adding blocks, then it stops breaking these down for whatever reason. I guess that's just how it's set up. Now we need gyroscopes and probably atmospheric thrusters as well as ion thrusters, I'm thinking. I don't know that we'll need hydrogen. I'll probably just make a couple of backup saves before we actually, like, take off kind of thing and see what it ends up doing. Are these the right color, by the way? This doesn't look like it's blending right. Maybe that's just me. No, it's saying it's the same color. They just don't really look the same to me. I don't know, maybe it's just my eyeballs. Who knows? Let's go ahead and just place all of those, and then we'll spin this around and we'll place all of these. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Yeah, it's still a little bit on the choppier side. It's not real smooth, but I do think it looks a little bit better that way. So, yeah. And let's get rid of our placeholders here. I don't really need these anymore. I might end up putting them back at some point just for building, but right now I don't think I need them for anything. Okay. We'll take care of that. So before we put in the... Oh, I also need to find somewhere to put solar panels and stuff on, because for the most part it seems like most of the ship will predominantly be powered by that, I think. Is this what is this block? Oh, okay, it is a cargo container. Cool. This was access to the conveyor system, I guess. That hatch was left for inventory access, I believe. If I can remember why I did what I did. Actually, before we get into the thrusters and everything, let's also do a vertical line, because we need to come up with how we're doing the vertical ramps. So, we need a block to be here. So we need to be able to walk that down. I might end up covering that, I suppose, which may not be a bad idea. let's see where this ramp ends up if we take a ramp down from here. Wrong button. What? Oh, it's rotate. I was like, how did I get on half slabs? That's funny. Okay, so we'll do like this. Now let's say we want to... Well, we could do it from up here, I guess. Actually, hold on a minute. Let me work on this for a second here. Because we're doing stuff with ramps now, instead of just the straight slopes. So, do we want... Can I place... I can't place a block there, so we'll have to do... We'll have to do, like, come on, break it. Break it. Break it. Seriously? It was taking forever. Thank you. So we'll do like this, I guess. And we'll mount this to that one. Mount that to that one. Now, I'm not sure how to do this access point, and I might in truth have to have it somewhere else. Did I put... We don't have a connector, it looks like. I'm gonna need to install a connector at some point. Maybe back here would be a good spot for one. Considering that it's a little bit lower. Might offset the, yeah, we'll put a connector there. So the connector will give us a way so that we don't necessarily have, like, to actually get into the inventory. We could dock the ship with either the base or something, whatever. And then that would allow us to access the inventory that way. That will let us to, if I have to cover this up, this little access hatch, it won't really hurt that bad. But I'm thinking I won't have to, just eyeballing it wise. We've got about a 2-block gap to cover. So even if we go a couple blocks and then down, it still should end up somewhere about here. In fact, I'm going to actually put a block here just to see if I can match this up. I am going to... I do hate small grids sometimes where it's like you should be able to stand here, but apparently you're too fat. I want to kind of leave access to that just for a bit. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take out this block just so that we can still kind of get in here if we need to. And I guess we could just put it like that. And then do... like so. That's a little bit more kind of on the nose than I wanted it to be, as far as everything else kind of has a gap between each grid. Speaking of gaps, I didn't actually fix this one. So let's go ahead and put that one there. Did I do the same thing over here? I did. So we're kind of just modifying this to actually use the ramp setup we're doing now. Alright, so from that point, other than that, but we're going to change that spot right there, I think. And you know, I'm looking at this, and there's really no reason we couldn't just make one long... Actually, I'm going to fix this right now. If I could think of a way how to. Let's see. First, let's do just some dummy blocks to hold these guys in place. And just to be safe, I'm going to put one behind here as well, because I really don't know where the anchor points are for the Gatling turret or Gatling guns. But what I'm thinking here is not that. Is we don't really even need this at all. Well, we do need a conveyor. That's not what I meant. That probably came out weird. What I mean is with the change we made to this, we can actually just bring them straight back. Like right from here, just bring them straight back and then just have one elbow right there. So that will simplify things quite a bit. Because then when we go to build our structure for the hull, we can wrap this anywhere we really want to, kind of thing. And there's other things, like I thought about bringing it back here and really bending it around this unit rather than but then you'd still have this nub over here, this little elbow. So there's really no point, in my opinion. It doesn't make it that much more, I don't know, efficient, streamlined, whatever you want to call it. So for me, it doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense. Alright, and then we can just walk this back, like so. Boom. That's better. Now, I guess I should probably wait and make sure that's all secured before I start breaking this stuff down. This one looks good though, so it should be fine. And this is all connected now. Actually, you know, these ignore colors I should be grinding down manually so I get the steel plates back so I can keep using them, but whatever. Alright, now with that in mind, we'll do the ramp thing over here a little bit differently. I'm still not quite sure how I want to do the nose. The nose is a little elusive to me at the moment. Let's keep going over here. So what I'm thinking is kind of doing the same thing we've been doing, kind of keeping the theme going. But we just need to figure out the actual measurements to get it over here. So we only need to come down one. We could come down one and just bring a straight line across. I think I'm going to do it more like the wings, where we do it like this. I think overall that will not only keep everything a bit more uniform across the whole build, but it'll also just look a little bit better, I think. That ridge right there is a little steep, and I don't know if I could change it at all or not, but I don't think it'll work any other way, really. Now, this one I'm thinking of doing vertically. Now, the only thing with this is I don't know how this would work. Yeah, I don't know how some of this is going to work out, actually, in terms of joining them. So if I do... Nope, didn't mean to do that. If I do something like this, I don't really know how to merge these two. Come on, you big baby. And what I mean by merging them is it's like, I don't know, let me actually test this real quick, because I don't know if this will work. So before I go and build a whole thing, like with these blocks, I don't think there's a block type that will fit this gap, is there? Maybe this one? No, that won't work. Nope, that won't work either. Because it was designed for these guys, but then that won't line up. Pooh. I'd need to use verticals on this, I guess. Like the regular non-ramp slopes. That's the only way I can see doing this, actually. And making it work is I'll have to bring... at least to this point, but probably the entire thing. So let's just try this real quick. If we put one there, we put one there, we gotta get them to meet in the middle. I don't know if it's better to just walk them straight down or not. Or if I need any... What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think we're gonna have to do some spacers. Let's try a 1 block? Maybe? Oh, dagnabbit. Really? Please don't welt that. Once again, I should probably just grind this. Oops. Well, that didn't work. That didn't work the way I wanted it to. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if this measurement's gonna end up lining up or not. It actually looks like it could, or it's close, but not quite. Why can I not get this to snap onto this? Why? Why? Oy. Alright, so I'm like 1 block off on this, I think. Alright, I'm going to play around with this for a minute and see what I can come up with. Give me just a second. So, I gotta admit, I actually think this shape came together quite well when I actually took a step back. Remember when I mentioned the whole SWAT-bot look? This actually looks really close to what I was going for. It is a little bit more elongated than a SWAT-bot, but that works fine for me. So, now the only thing with this is this isn't lined up either, so I have no idea how some of this shaping is going to, for lack of a better term, shape up. Yeah, I'm really not sure how this is going to work. So, before we get into that, let's talk thrusters. So, we've got our ions, and we've got large ions, which I don't know if I have thruster damage on or not. I probably do. Ooh, if I do, I'm screwed. Now, the only thing is, I have thought about, I don't think I can do it on a small ship, though. I have thought about a gravity drive, but I would need to add a mod, I think. Oh! Nope. Now, see, if I'm in small blocks and I search this, why does this come up? That's not right. Large ship or station. Pooh. So, I could add a mod that lets me do a grav drive. The only reason I say grav drive is because if I had thruster damage on, I haven't allowed myself a lot of room in this design for thrusters to protrude so they don't blow up the ship. So a gravity drive doesn't do any damage to it. You can just, you know, control it however you want to go. But I can't do a gravity generator without a mod, and so I don't know if we want to do it that way or not. I'll probably place thrusters around anyway, and then basically just decide to turn off thruster damage later, because I have to admit, I like enclosed thrusters. I'm not as big of a fan of ships with their thrusters exposed. Not that they're bad. There's a lot of ships on like the Inspiration series and stuff that I've done, or I've showcased, that they look really cool, actually. Personally, just my design style, I always seem to come up with ships that have them hidden, and normally that's fine. Why can't I place thrusters here? This is actually a good spot for thrusters, because right in here, there's a lot of room, and I've got like a 3-block high space, so this will work pretty well, actually. And I could put 3 side thrusters in here. But I also want to put some... I really hate the acrobatics in this game. It's like, clearly you should be able to jump that. So, I don't really know how many thrusters I actually need, to be honest, by the way. That's the other little conundrum. So I'm probably going to overload this thing with thrusters until I find out that I don't need that many. Oh, I can actually put gyroscopes on these. When did that happen? Oh, that's awesome. Alright. I can't put them on a conveyor. Oh, I can put them right there by the reactors, though. I don't really know. Let's start with 2. I don't think I'll need more than 2 gyroscopes for a ship this size. But we'll leave this little pocket open in case we need to add more. I think 2 will be fine, personally, but that's just an estimated guess. It's not really based on any actual science. I have hydrogen. I don't see Atmos anywhere. Did I miss those? And really the only reason I was trying to do no hydrogen thrusters is because I'd like this ship to be as self-sustaining as possible. Oh wow, these atmospheric ones are bigger than the ion ones. By 1 block, it looks like. Yeah, they're 1 block longer. Though we should only need verticals, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but we should only need vertical atmospheric thrusters. I can't see needing laterals and all that when we've got ions. So let's just do... The ions will fit to... Okay, I've got an idea. I have... Ideas are happening, people. Ideas are happening. Let's do 1, 2, and then mount it to that one. And we should be able to do the same thing right here. That should give us 6 verticals. Again, don't know how many I'll need. Probably enough. Oh, and I've actually got more room here. Perfect. Again, I could totally be overloading this, so if I am, don't worry about it. I mean, you can let me know that I'm overloading it, but you don't have to freak out about it. We also have some other room here with an open connector point, so if we think of something else, another tank or something we want to put in there, we can do that too. That, I think, should be plenty for atmospheric. Now, let's switch over to ions for a second. We need multi-directional. So, we're definitely going to want forward thruster. There he is. And like I said, we've got a 3-stack here. So we can do 9 in this grid, and then we could do 3 laterals here. So let's actually do that. Let's do... how about... And we will need some vertical ions as well for when we get into space. Let's do this. I'm thinking. And then on this row, we'll flip them and we'll go... Oh, it won't let me. Poo. I thought it would let me mount it to the thruster, but it's not letting me because of the nose thing there. Poop. Okay. Well, then temporarily, we're just gonna add... wrong button. We're just gonna add some mount points here. These aren't gonna stay there, but I need... Well, you know what? Let's actually test this theory before I do any more on it. If I put that there, and then I take this out... Yeah, it's gonna do that. Dagnabbit. Why are you not grinding the thing that's right in front of your face? Thank you. So, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna need to actually extend the hull here down 1, I think. Which isn't necessarily bad. I was probably gonna end up doing it anyway. Let's just do, like, so. And we'll put one there for a mounting point. Because I want to bring the actual hull at least... I'd like to bring the hull down to this level, so I might actually add an extender in here. Let's go ahead and do that while I'm looking right at it, otherwise I'm going to forget about it. So let's add a frame right there, and then where did my connector go? There you are. Then we'll add a connector there. So that'll bring us down to this level. So, because I've found personally, I like the landing gears and the connectors to be 1 block out in front of the hull. And the reason is because I've seen a lot of builds, and had some myself, that when you When you have everything flush, like if the hull comes right up to there, when you try and land or snap to anything or connect or whatever, it just causes some weird stuff to happen, and so it's a little bit easier to just do it that way. Okay, one there. I hate how the controls reverse. It's very annoying. And one there. Alright, cool. So there's that. Now let's switch back over to our ions. And we'll put a row here. Now, technically speaking, I could probably put more here, but we'll leave that for now because I might end up covering it up. If I have to extend this down as well. So that should give us... I gotta go check what we're needing here. But that'll give us 12 forward and 6 reverse thrusters for space. Let's do... and yes, obviously, as I said before, none of this is going to work with thruster damage on. It would rip this ship apart. So let's do 3 there. 3 here. And that gives us 3 back and left and right lateral thrust. Now for vertical, I could put them in here. Wouldn't really be a bad option. Also, no, that won't really work. I'm really not sure how. I'd kind of like the frame to go like this, so we do have some room in here to kind of wedge stuff around. I'm really just not sure how this taper part's gonna work exactly, so I don't want to go too crazy with some of this stuff. I do need a mounting point though. For now, let's do oh crap, I can't mount to these conveyor. I hate that. I should be able to. Well, hold on. I have a little trick idea up my sleeve. Let's do that. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. I have to admit, I do really like this nanobot machine thing, because it makes building stuff in survival so much easier because you don't have to actually manually carry all this stuff and weld everything up. We'll do like that. Again, in case anyone was wondering, I'm doing more vertical upward than downward because for leaving, you know, the atmosphere and stuff like that, if you're not leaving the atmosphere, then you're gonna have, you know, just a faster upswing, I guess, if you want to call it that. But if you are trying to fight the atmosphere, then you're always going to be fighting it pulling you downward, so more upward makes more sense to me. Though, I might, in the controls, I might turn off 6 of these verticals when we're in space. Like, once you hit 0G, disable 6 of the verticals. Not only would it cut down on power, I mean, obviously we'll turn off the atmospheric ones because they're just useless in space. I did find through the Inspiration series and other episodes and things like that, that the moons and stuff, certain areas, you can still use these even though they're technically a moon kind of thing, because at least that's what I've heard. I haven't tried it, but I've heard that you can still use these on certain moon environments and stuff. Because they still have some level of atmosphere, it's just not breathable or something. I don't know. That's what I was told anyway. I don't know how legit that is, but if it is, then you could still use these on a moon and stuff like that. But once you're out in like 0G space, there's just nothing. These would become completely useless. So we still have some room that we could fill in. We could wedge in either more armor plating or extra reactors or whatnots and things. I think what I'm going to do, real quick, because this episode is getting a little bit long. I wasn't really sure what I was going to be doing this episode. I knew I was building on the ship, but I wasn't really sure exactly how long it would take or what ideas I'd be running around with. Nanobot, what are we missing? Thrust, it's just missing items. Thrust, 42. 42 thrust. I guess thruster components? Where are the... Oh, they're there. So, gold. I need gold. And probably platinum, because that's probably not going to make 32. Iron we should be good on. Cobalt we're good on. Alright, so let me do some production stuff, and I'll be back in a minute, and we'll wrap up this episode with a bit of a test flight, I think. Alrighty, so good news and bad news. The bad news is that I've hit a rather large snag that makes absolutely no sense so far. And the good news is I've made more progress on the ship, but the bad news here is to make more thruster components, I need more platinum and I need more gold, right? So I made 26, which I still don't know why it's not actually working. Nano system, what are you doing? Use ignore color, help others, build new. I don't see anything for push ingot. When checked, the system will push ingot ore immediately into connected conveyors. Push items. When checked, the system will push tools into connected conveyors. Let's do that. Push components. Maybe that'll help, because for some reason, for whatever reason, I cannot get the drill platform to talk to anything else. For example, I have 53 gold in here, but when I drag this over here, it won't let me put it anywhere. Like nothing, except for the nanobot system. But I can't put it in the assembler. And I don't know why, because everything is all connected up. And when I drop this in here, normally it kicks it back into the driller. Now I didn't do it with these checks on... Yep, there it goes. Kicks it right back into the driller. Which makes absolutely no sense, because I'm pretty sure I even did this in the last episode, or the one before that. Everything is hooked up. The nanobot system is connected to the oxygen machine, which is connected to the assembler, which is connected... Everything is hooked up. So I have no idea why it won't talk to each other. The only thing I might do is bypass the nanobot system for the driller and manually go in. Is there, there's no conveyor there, but there is one back here. You know what? Let's just do that. The nanobot system should take care of this for me. Let me get rid of that glass. And we'll go ahead and put an elbow here. Like so. And now we'll go into our kind of other view mode here. I guess I'll have to bring a cable around that way. Alright, let's do... Why are you not locking on? That's annoying. Alright. I guess we'll do an elbow here. Is it faster to do it? It's probably faster to just bring it around. Let's see. Take that one out. And we'll put a conveyor right there, or a junction right there. I just realized it actually built all of these down here because of the color mix-up from the from before. That's funny. Okay, it's just not building that. Whatever. Okay. This whole thing has been really finicky lately. It's probably an update that the modders haven't actually updated the mods yet or something. But it's been very screwy. I'd almost hazard a guess and say that it's working now for reasons unknown. Inventory, let's see. Where's my driller? Nope, I've still got 52 in here. So I don't know what it's building now, because it's welding something, but it's not these. Oh yes, it is. Nope, no, it's not. Not the conveyors. So I have no idea what this thing is doing at this point. Curved conveyor, floating to collect, missing items. It's not actually telling me. Oh, you know what? It's probably building based on the thrusters that are already in here. Yep, that's what it's doing. Alright, so that's really weird. I don't get it at all, because it was working fine, and the minute I started telling it to make more stuff, then it just freaks out and doesn't know what it's doing. Alright, so the Atmos are all done, and it looks like we're not running ions, but I'm going to go ahead and save it, I think. And then go ahead and jump in here and see just if we have enough thrust. That's really what I want to see at the moment. I did work on the back here, and I'll show that in a minute. I ran into a big issue in the corners of one of these areas, but I'd like to kind of get going here just to test this out. I do have all of my landing gears at this point, so that's pretty cool. Switch lock and switch lock. And let's go ahead and make some batteries groups. There we go. And then that way I can actually just grab this group block. I should have done that with the landing gears, but whatever. Recharge on and off. So, wait a minute. They're not set to recharge, are they? Okay, so I have 12 days of power according to this. Now, let's just disable these. Well, not disable, but turn off the... Okay. I really hate when they're set to switch lock, or auto lock. Landing gears annoy me like that. No, I don't want you to auto lock. Alright. Now, with that, it looks like we have a couple of the vertical ions, so let's just see if she can take off. I did disable,
No fuel.
Oh, that's new. No fuel. Okay, this is interesting. I'm not getting any thrust whatsoever, even though the thrusters look like they're on and active. Space is not doing anything, so I don't know if that means there's not enough, or if something's configured incorrectly, because that made it move. Forward made it move, but the space bar is not making it climb, but I'm not seeing the thrusters actually pulse any differently, so I'm not really too sure what's going on there about that. Are the gyroscopes on? Maybe the gyroscopes need to be on. They should be on, I think. I don't see why they wouldn't be on. There they are. I was like, I don't even see them. Toggle block on and off. Okay, let's just grab one of the Atmo thrusters. Okay, it's on. Increase. Weird. Like I said, the strange part is, like, if I hit W, you'll see the thrusters actually pulse, and the space bar is not seeming to make the atmospheric ones do that. So I don't really know exactly what's going on there, but it is not working right yet. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. In the meantime, we'll leave her docked. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments about that, and if you have any advice on the drill platform thing, because that seems to be working rather screwily. And also this is what I was talking about before. The back part here worked out really well. I did have a little gap here, but it ended up looking okay. It looks like it's just kind of set in there. My problem is this. We've got horizontal ramps going this way, we got vertical ones going this way, and trying to get them to meet. As you can see, I was trying to play around with stuff and it wasn't working very well. So yeah, I could use some ideas on that as well. So let me know what you guys think about all that in the comments, but this episode's getting a little long, so we're going to wrap things up here. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.